Thank you. I'm assuming, Mr. Irvin, we can stay here on for
Roll on to the next meeting.
We're just flowing right into the next meeting. Okay. Welcome to the Village Board of Trustees meeting on August 10th, 2020. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ankerman. Here. Trustee Charlo.
Here.
Trustee Dewart.
Here.
Trustee Markey. Here. Trustee Meyer.
Here.
Trustee Toll.
Thank you. Due to the COVID-19 emergency, this meeting will be held primarily virtually. As required by law, at least one representative from the village will be present at Village Hall, and the virtual meeting will be simulcast for members of the public who do not wish to view the virtual meeting from another location. The boardroom can accommodate 13 people, including members of the public body and village staff, while maintaining the 6 feet of social distance between individuals required by Executive Order 2020-43. Accordingly, the opportunity to view the virtual meeting at Village Hall is available first come, first service. Members of the public may view and participate in the meeting via online at lakebluff.org/virtual meeting, or there's a dial-in number, and any additional instructions are available in the agenda packet immediately following the agenda. And the meeting also will be live streamed at lakebluff.org, channel 19, and broadcast live on Comcast channel 19. With that, can we have, please, a roll call?
We just did.
Oh, we
I
just
already
did.
did that.
I'm sorry, we did. Okay, I apologize. Okay, all righty. Will we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Okay. At this point, we have the consideration of the minutes of the July 27th, 2020 Village Board regular meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
So moved, and I believe that was Ms. Markey. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Please?
Second.
Second, okay, thank you, Mr. Dewart. Any additions or corrections to that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ankerman. Trustee Charlo.
Aye.
Trustee Dewart.
Aye.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
All righty, at this point in time, if anyone in the audience would like to speak on something that is not on tonight's agenda, we would be happy to accommodate them. Do we have anybody, Mr. Irvin? No.
No, we do not.
Thank you very much. All right, I think we don't really need to set the order for the meeting. It's relatively short. We have the village finance report. We have the warrant report for July 28th through August 10th. We have approval of the disbursements, and do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
So moved, is that the Mr. Meyer? Okay, and a
Yes.
second, thank you. Second.
Second.
Oh, okay. Second of Ms. Ankerman, I guess, okay. Put my glasses on. All righty, we have expenditures of village funds for payment of invoices in the amount of $150,972.88 for July 28th through August 10th. Okay, does anyone have any questions of our finance director regarding that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Charlo.
Aye.
Trustee Dewart.
Aye.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Ankerman. Aye.
Thank you. Village Administrators Report.
I just had one item to kind of follow up from last week's, 2 weeks ago when the village board met. At the end of July, there was an intergovernmental agreement with the County of Lake regarding CARES Act reimbursement. The village had board approved that IGA. It was submitted to the county along with our laundry list of COVID-related expenditures to date, seeking CARES money reimbursement. I would let you know that that submittal was in the excess of $90,000, just right around $95,000, and that was inclusive of the library's submittal. We have subsequently learned from Lake County that they are offering submissions as late as October 15th, and more importantly, and a bit of good news is that they've increased the available dollars available to the village to submit reimbursement for up to $180,555. So that's a positive, and we'll keeping track of the numbers and have that submitted along with the library numbers as we move forward. The only other one I would note, Chair of the Finance Committee, Trustee Anchorman, had asked me earlier today, actually yesterday, about the village's local grant program and how that was going. Thus far, we've had 4 participants in that program and totaling just under $5,000 for that. So happy to answer any other questions, but that would conclude my report. Does
that program fall under the?
Does that fall under the CARES
that
Act?
Program, yeah, for reimbursement.
I would defer to Bettina on that. But I don't think so. Bettina?
Oh, sure. CARES Act reimbursement will not qualify for the local grant program. That's something that we've done on our own, and they will not reimburse for those funds.
Okay.
And the CARES funds are generally for expenditures that were not budgeted or foreseen, due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
The only other thing I would add is that there is an excess of 600 customers out of power right now, and that's not great. I would tell you ComEd has I think over 620,000 customers out right now, which is about 15% of their service area. So the storms that came through this afternoon, thankfully in Lake Bluff, don't appear to be totally horrible. We had a few trees down. We know there's some power lines down that are obviously impacting the utilities, but I don't think there's been any injuries of persons. So
Part of the community has been impacted.
Right, and speaking as one of that community, do we have any idea from ComEd when power might be restored?
No. So
Okay.
the most recent updates that I've received from our community affairs representative is they haven't sent somebody or even to assess the situation yet. They haven't sent a crew out to do that yet. That again, with over 600,000 customers, they're going to go after the largest cells of customers that they can bring back on in large chunks, which usually focuses on large pieces of infrastructure, switches and so forth, to bring many customers by the thousands, by the tens of thousands back on at once. And since we're on the periphery and since we're more not as dense as other areas, we usually are very late in getting power back on. Hopefully it's not like it was the main storm back in 2011 that we were out for a week. I don't think it'll be like that, but hopefully it will be like that. But that's the latest and greatest information.
Okay, thank you, I guess. All right, village attorney's report.
No report tonight.
All right, village president's report. Respectfully asking for the extension of the village president's declaration of civil emergency. On March 18, 2020, the village president issued a declaration of emergency for the village of Lake Bluff related to the COVID-19 emergency. The declaration, among other things, provided that physical fitness facilities, membership sports, recreational clubs must close. The village may enter into contract for the emergency purchase of goods and services. The village administrator may implement emergency staffing protocols pursuant to the village's respective collective bargaining agreements, and directed village officials and employees to cooperate with other governmental agencies. Subsequently, the village president issued an April 23rd supplemental order requiring the use of face coverings in the village. A similar requirement was imposed statewide on May 1st by the order of the governor. Village President has the authority to issue the declaration and any supplemental orders pursuant to the enabling provisions set forth in the Lake Bluff Municipal Code. In accordance with Illinois statutes, the village president's declaration lasted only for a period of 7 days unless it was extended by action of the village board. And it's March 18th, April 13th, April 27th, May 11th, May 27th, June 8th, June 22nd, and July 13th and 27th meeting. The village board extended declarations until the next subsequent village board meeting. Because the village board will meet on Monday, the declaration will expire. That's tonight at the end of the board meeting, unless the village board extends the duration of the thing. Do I have a motion to extend that declaration?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Second by Mr. Dewart.
That's a motion to extend until the
Next-
adjournment of the
yeah,
next
yeah.
village board meeting.
Next village board meeting, which I believe is on August 22nd. 26th, excuse me. All right. Any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Enkelman.
Just have one question, the date, if today's the 10th, wouldn't the next meeting be the 24th? Not the,
Yeah, I'm going off the top of my head, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I knew it was,
Okay.
yeah, the 24th, and I appreciate the correction. Thank you.
okay, aye, as correct.
All right, thank you. We have the asking for the acceptance of the correspondence that was delivered to the Village Board of Trustees and the informational reports on July 24th and 31st. Do I have a motion to accept that correspondence?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Ankerman and second by Ms. Markey. Comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Enkelman.
Aye.
Trustee Sherlock.
Aye.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Item number 11, which is a resolution approving a site plan to install brick pavers, landscaping, and a bench near Village Hall. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved, thank you, by Mr. Meyer. And do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ankerman. Thank you, all right. The Lake Bluff.
Miss O'Hara?
Yes, sir.
Miss O'Hara?
Yes, Mr. Dewar.
Yes. As the chairman of the Lake Bluff Quasqui Centennial Committee, I respectfully recuse myself from discussion and vote on this item.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
Ms.
And
Markey?
Madam President, I'm going to do the same, as I am also on the 125, the Quasqui Centennial, the Lake Bluff Quasqui Centennial Committee. So I'm going to recuse myself from the discussion and the vote.
All right, thank you very much. The Lake Bluff 125 Committee is proposing to add bricks, landscaping, and a bench near the Village Hall fountain. This will be very similar to design that the Land Design Collaborative did for the village in 2007, except that the concrete sidewalk will run all the way through to provide a smooth through path for wheelchairs, sidewalk snowplows, etc. The 125 Committee presented the plans to the Architectural Board of Review on August 4th. By a vote of 4-0, the ABR recommended the Village Board approve the plans. And that is I'm assuming, Drew, that is a design there? Is there any
Yes.
that you want to remark on that?
Please. So this drawing was actually finalized today. There has been a concept plan which has been shared by the village board. The board has seen that in the past. And its exhibit looks like. But this drawing is the actual plan. The one exception is you see there's a row of 8 by 8 bricks that line parallel the existing walk. And there's one little trailing one at the very tail end there. They're going to move that one So it's in line, stays in parallel, it just hops over the sidewalk and continues closer to Village Hall there. And, but that'll be the general layout. It's a herringbone pattern. And those larger squares represent the sponsors. Those sponsors will be thank you bricks, if you will, noting the groups and individuals that made this happen. And obviously there's the bench and there's the street light there. And the good news today, there's a conversation with a local landscaper, Mariani, located here in Lake Bluff, who's agreed to do the landscaping work as well.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
Yeah, so that's exciting news. And so the entire project, let me get that. Please bear with me.
Okay.
Well, you know what? The packet is rotated view. So I'll go ahead and share it, although it's not ideal.
Okay. Are you,
Yeah, I'm gonna give me one more minute. I'm gonna get
okay,
this other drawing.
okay. What are you trying to do?
So this goes back to the 2007 approved concept plan that was shown 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
That project or that design layout was talked about for quite a long time by the Architectural Board of Review, almost as long as it's taking me to share this screen.
apparently.
But
Okay, thank you.
so,
There we go.
but I wanted to show you, so this was the original concept. The black and white 2D drawing that I shared just a moment ago was the interpretation of this concept. Again, as we talked about at the last meeting, this area here was originally planned to be bluestone.
Yeah,
Found out that that type of material does not live or last well here with all the snow and the freeze-thaw cycles, flakes and disintegrates rather quickly. So that's why the pavers, brick pavers were opted for here. But all this lush landscaping here is, and even this transition here from the Village Hall moving into this area, Mariani has graciously agreed to do as part of the gift to the village in the overall 125 celebration. So they're going to take this drawing, this concept, and interpret it keeping in mind what's in front of Village Hall today and this area around the water fountain area, and modernize it, if you will, but to keep in mind all the same textures and layering and four-season visual aesthetics that drove this original concept. So that's forthcoming, but I think this is something that the village can be very pleased and proud of for years to come. It's again, this drawing and this concept plan dates back 16 years.
mm-hmm.
So the idea that it's still moving forward and there's lots of pieces to it as was shown here. There's plenty of ideas and plans that have been kicked around, just time and money. like everything else. But this wonderful gift from the 125 committee will beautify the Central Business District and the Village Hall, the primary meeting place in the community.
Well, thank you. It was a gracious gift from Mariani. And again, kudos to the 125 committee for putting this together, making this happen. It's going to be, I think, a stunning addition to probably the most historic building we have in town, which is our Village Hall. So good. Thank you. All righty. Any comments or more questions from the trustees? Hearing none, roll call.
There's just none from the audience as well.
Thank you. All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
Trustee Sherlow.
Aye.
Trustee Dewart.
He's recused.
They've recused, right.
And they're gone. All right. Trustee Markey. That's 3. Do we need
Kathy,
Yes,
Yeah, the president
President.
should vote.
absolutely.
President O'Hara?
Yes.
All right.
All right, we now have item number 12, which is a resolution approving the temporary increase in the number of authorized positions for, which is a police officer. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Charlot. Do I have a second?
That was Mrs. Ankerman.
Oh, a
Second, Mr. Charlot.
Okay, thank you. It's a little hard to hear. We have a very loud generator.
but
I feel
thankfully
like
we
I'm at
have a
O'Hare
generator.
Airports. Okay. All right. On April 27, 2020, the Village Board of Trustees approved the village official pay plan, which included the authorized salary ranges and number of regular full-time positions for the 2020-21 period. Specifically, this pay plan authorized 10 patrol officers and 3 police sergeants. It's recently come to the village's attention that one of the patrol officers will very likely resign by the end of this month to take a new position in a community closer to his extended family. His departure will create a vacancy on one of the patrol shifts. Because the hiring, training, and certification of a new peace officer takes upwards of 6 months, the village administrator and chief of police recommend the village board authorize the temporary increase in the number of police officers by 1 for a period of time not to go beyond November 2nd, 2020. It would be advantageous to fill the vacancy immediately and begin the training process in order to keep the shifts properly staffed without being dependent on overtime. Because the next scheduled police academy is not until January of 2021, the department would like to take advantage of securing a possible police academy reservation for a September 14th start. This action will place the organization in the best position to get a new police officer trained and on solo patrol in the shortest amount of time. Do I have any questions, comments, queries from the trustees? Any from the audience? Roll call, please.
You're muted, Megan.
Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
Trustee Sherlow.
Aye.
Trustee Dewart.
Aye.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Item number 13, which is a resolution approving a site plan for alterations at Sunrise Park. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Is that Mr. Meyer, second?
Mr. Dewart.
Mr. Dewart, and then second by Mr. Charlot? Thank you.
Correct.
Okay. The Park District is planning to make several improvements to Sunrise Park, funded by a grant from the state. They're planning to add pavers to the upper walkway as well as the south and north entrances. Add wood bollards for bike parking, rebuild the stairs with lights and handrails to meet code and match the other stairs in the park, and add native plantings along the top of the bluff. Plans were presented to the Architectural Board of Review on August 4th by a vote of 4-0. The ABR recommended the village board approve the plan. Any comments, questions from the trustees? Anybody?
Madam President, you do have Park Board representatives, staff, and their consultant, Cliff Miller, are on the call.
All right, thank you. Do they have anything they would like to add?
Is that Jim and Cliff? I think you've been brought into the meeting.
Yeah, we have, I have nothing to add.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Roll call, please, then.
Trustee Charlo.
Aye.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Markey. Aye. Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Ankerman.
Aye.
Item number 14, which is an ordinance amending the Lake Bluff Municipal Code regarding special events on village property. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr.
So moved.
Meyer, thank you. Second. Second by Mr.
Second.
Charlo.
Yep.
Lake Bluff has a long history of authorizing and supporting a variety of special events. While special events and large gatherings of village property create community and provide entertainment to village residents, they often require the village to mobilize village personnel and other resources to protect the safety of the public, manage traffic, and ensure that such gatherings do not create harm or nuisance to village residents and businesses. At the direction of the village board, a comprehensive set of regulations and policies were drafted to better enable the village to plan for such events, avoid scheduling conflicts, and to protect the public's safety during the COVID-19 pandemic. As discussed during the August 6, 2020 Committee of the Whole meeting, many of the draft application requirements are similar to current village practices. Village Attorney Peter Freeman has revised the draft ordinance to reflect the village's board direction, including no special event application fee will be required of event sponsors, but a deposit, which may be waived, will be required as determined by the village administrator to pay for restoration to village property if the applicant does not do so. Applicants will be required to provide information about whether they intend to use equipment that amplifies sound. The village administrator shall have 21 days to grant or deny a special event permit once submitted. The public nuisance section 4-1-2 and 5-5-6 language has been modified to narrow the applicability of those persons engaging in activities in an intentional or reckless manner that spread contagious or infectious disease in the village. Section 4-1-2-10 also has been modified to sunset when the village president emergency declaration ends. All right, comments and questions, queries from the board?
So, I had a quick question regarding the public nuisance, the new language in there. Can someone explain in a little more detail what that exactly means when you say intentionally or recklessly? I don't know if that's, from a legal standpoint, maybe we can break it down a little bit more so the general public knows what that entails.
No, I think, I was the person who suggested the language, and it very specifically addressed to Trustee Markey some of the concerns that were raised, I think, by at least one or more citizens about whether really innocuous, non-intentional kind of reasonable activity might be brought within the ambit of this ordinance. And by inserting intentionally or recklessly, it is something that, at least from my point of view, my analysis would set a really good standard, a really good line, both for ultimately in court if it's litigated, but also for the police department, set policy for them, that we're really looking to prohibit activity that carries with it some level of intent or at least enough recklessness to a situation from which one can fairly infer intent. So that was the idea behind that, to narrow it. I don't know if Attorney Friedman wants to add anything to that, but at least from my point of view, that's what I intended with it.
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is I agree with the way that was explained. Legally, sometimes we talk about negligence, and sometimes we talk about something beyond negligence. Negligence is somebody made a mistake, and it causes a legal harm. This language goes beyond mere negligence. So even if somebody makes a mistake and does something that could cause, somebody could reasonably cause some spread of the virus, that would not be caught in this. This requires a significant step beyond, which is an intention, or, as Trustee Meyer just said, reckless to the extent that it basically is intent. So it's a pretty high standard.
Thanks. That's extremely helpful, and I think that it's from the standpoint of passing something like this. I think that language helps make it a little more palatable for people who were concerned about what the statute actually said. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Any other trustees? Are there any comments from our audience?
Doesn't appear so, ma'am.
Okay. I too had some concerns with the original language for the public nuisance, but I think the revised language, which is much more precise, and the fact that there is a sunset, I think has made that a much more reasonable ordinance for us to have. All right, it's a roll call time. Oh, sir, yes, Mr. Charlot.
I have a question for you. What would happen in the event where the village would end the emergency declaration and that emergency declaration would be resurrected maybe a couple months afterwards? What would happen legally for that nuisance, for that language?
We'd have to go and revise this code to change it. This provision is only good as long as the current declaration is in force. If the current declaration goes away and there's a new declaration, we'd have to amend this.
Thank you.
Okay.
And, ma'am, I'm sorry, President Hara, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Continue, sir, please.
On your motion, we have two readings here tonight, so the first motion was on first reading. I just want to make that clear.
Right, thank you. This is first reading, and we are looking also to avoid second reading. All right, so consideration of the ordinance, first reading, and then do I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Markey.
Aye.
Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Inkeman.
Aye.
Trustee Charlo.
Aye.
All right, do we have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have a motion to waive second reading?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Dewar. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr.
Second.
Meyer. Any comments or questions by the trustees? Any other? Roll call, please.
Trustee Markey.
Aye.
Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Trustee Inkeman.
Aye.
Trustee Charlo. Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustees report this evening. Any report by our trustees? All right.
I would have to say that on behalf of the Quasqui Centennial or 125th, that we're very pleased to be able to continue to add to the village with the bricks and that whole paving project and accenting that part of the village public property is a real plus for the village. I'd like to specifically express my appreciation for Joey Marquis' work in pulling a lot of this together. She's done a great job on that and deserves our recognition from the committee, certainly, for that. And I'll also throw in a real big applaud for the dogs, Lake Bluff's 125th dogs. I can't think of another thing that we've done in this village lately that has had such far-reaching appreciation and positive public comment. And it's just been it's just been extremely gratifying to have that be a part of the 125th program. And it's been a real boost in light of all the rest of this, COVID and pandemic stuff, to have something bright on the horizon.
Thank you. And to everyone that participated in that, this village thanks you a lot. They are delightful to see, and they constantly bring a smile to your face. Thank you, 125 committee. Appreciate it.
Can I add one thing
Of course
to
you
that?
can, yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank, for the commemorative brick walkway. We could not have done that without our sponsors. So I really wanted to thank Northwestern Medical, Pasquesi Home and Garden, Kruger Cobbles, and now Mariani. I'm always amazed at organizations and companies within Lake Bluff, Lake Forest, that step up and help us do these things. So, we might do some of the heavy lifting, but they do a lot of the financing, and we really appreciate it. So I just wanted to throw that in.
I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Thank
All right. The only thing that we have for executive session tonight is consideration of the minutes of the July 13th and 27th executive sessions. So if we can do that and approve that and not go into executive session, I would like to have that happen. So do I have a motion to approve executive session meetings July 13th and 22nd?
So moved.
So moved. Thank you, Ms. Marquis. And do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Charlot. All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Meyer,
Aye.
Trustee Ankerman,
Aye.
Trustee Charlo,
Aye.
Trustee Dewart,
Aye.
Trustee Murphy.
Aye.
All right. Now, do I have a motion to adjourn this evening?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Dewart. Do I have a second? Second, Ms. Ankerman. Thank you. Roll call for this one, please.
Trustee Ankerman,
Aye.
Trustee Charlo,
Aye.
Trustee Dewart,
Aye.
Trustee Murphy,
Aye.
Trustee Meyer.
Aye.
Thank you, and good night.
Good night, everybody, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.